Hey guys, what's up, it's iFlynn here, and they showed off some Harrow gameplay on the last dev stream. I don't watch the dev streams that much anymore, but I thought this was pretty interesting because he is a very unique frame, to say the least. Right now, they're only showing off like this sort of charge attack in midair thing. Not too sure what it is. Like I said, I don't watch the dev streams too much anymore, but it's a cool thing to look at nonetheless, so, you know, it's whatever. But moving on to what Harrow is actually based around, he's the 33rd Warframe being introduced into Warframe, and he's based around sort of this headshot synergy type thing. I don't know, he's a weird frame to sort of like describe. He's meant to be a priest, but he's based around getting headshots with this pistol, and it's super weird. So we're going to use his first ability in a little second here, and you see what I mean. So what happens here is he emits a wave from his sword, and this wave holds the enemies in place, allowing the player to get a headshot on them. And then this headshot is actually going to give the player more shield. Now, I'm assuming that when the player gets this headshot, it will actually give them over shields if they're at full shields, and that would be pretty cool. But if it just gets you up to sort of your shield cap, that's going to be pretty useless, at least in my opinion. And so you see that she does it here again. This is Rebecca playing, so that's why I'm saying she. And she actually gets her overshields, which is pretty cool. So it looks like it does actually give the player overshields, which is pretty awesome. So you basically keep on doing this here, and this is sort of the way to sustain yourself, even though shields aren't really that sought after in Warframe. It's still a cool mechanic nonetheless. This is her second ability, or his second ability, sorry, called Sacrifice, where he's going to sacrifice all of his shields to give himself a fire rate and a reload speed buff on his pistol, which is pretty cool. She's just after using her ultimate as well, because that sentient was going to kill her. It basically makes the player invulnerable, but we'll talk a little bit more about that there later on, after I'm done explaining the second ability. So the second ability will let you sacrifice all of your shields in return for a fire rate and a reload speed buff, and it's also going to allow you to heal your allies. Now, the buff is going to be stronger based on the amount of shields that you sacrifice, so you're going to get a bigger fire rate and reload speed buff if you sacrifice, let's say, over 1,000 shields than if you only sacrifice 500 shields. You get what I mean? And you're also going to heal your teammates for a lot more. Right now, you just seen that she used her third ability, or he used his third ability. I'm saying she because Rebecca's playing. I probably already said that, but you know, that was his third ability right there, and that was kind of a cool one, at least in my opinion. Basically, it works kind of like an Arceus 4, where you channel your energy in this case, and the longer you hold down this ability, it's going to cost more energy, but the benefit from this is going to be a lot more. So again, it's another headshot centered ability where if you hold down the free, let's see if she does it now. She's going to do it now. She holds it down. Come on, please do it, Rebecca. Come on, she's holding it. And then it goes up to, let's say, about 15. And then she lets go. She gets the headshot. And then that restores 15 off her energy. Now, that's a cool ability right there, and every single enemy within the radius of that little thing that she just left behind there will give you back that 15 energy. So let's say you do that in a group of 3 enemies and you kill 15. That's a lot of energy you get back right there just from that one ability cast, which is pretty cool. Good way of sustaining yourself. So he's looking to be, at least in my opinion, a very cool solo frame. I'm pretty sure she uses her ultimate a little bit more ahead in the gameplay, but I'm going to go ahead and explain it now anyway. Casting makes you invulnerable for a short duration. Once the invulnerability ends, you will gain additional critical chance on headshots. The more damage prevented in the first phase, the larger the damage bonus will be. So it kind of has like 2 phases off it. The invulnerability phase where you tank all this damage in, and then the damage dealing phase where, you know, you get a duration on this sort of buff on every single headshot that you get. So he's a frame centered around headshots, shields, crit chance, buffing yourself. You know, buffing yourself, healing your teammates. You don't really buff every single teammate around you, at least not as far as I know. And I believe his passive is something like double over shields. So this would pair very well with something like a Trinity with the augment, or an EV trim with that augment. So you can get all that shields up and, you know, keep on giving yourself all these really cool buffs and stuff. I think that would be pretty cool. But as far as this frame, like, would I say to myself, oh yeah, we definitely 100% need a Harrow in our team? I would say never, you know, because it's not the type of frame that seems super useful in a team environment, because every single other frame just kind of seems to outshine this guy's kit. I'm not too sure why everything is based around headshots. In fact, that's one of the reasons that I don't actually use one of those mods. It's a crit chance mod, hydraulic crosshairs in the secondaries. I don't like using that there one because you have to get a headshot every single time, which means it's just going to be one of those mods where you have to like meet a requirement for it to be, you know, doing its full effect, right? So, you know, that's why I prefer things like sharpened rounds, sharpened bullets, or whatever the case may be on the rifles and the pistols there. But it's kind of weird, you know, he's just kind of a weird frame, and he's not what anyone really expected. I will say that, you know, the invulnerability on his 4 is cool. His 4th ability seems like his best ability, because that's sort of an ability where you can use all willy-nilly. How would I build him? I'm not too sure if strength will affect his buffs. Hopefully it will, and hopefully there's not a cap, because if you can make like an extremely good buff with this guy, throw on something like a stretch mod so that that third ability will like allow you to sort of like get a decent amount of enemies, so you can get that regen from every single headshot you get, that would be pretty cool. Also notice that she's dual wielding. She's got a sword in one hand and she's got the secondary in the other hand. That's a pretty cool mechanic. I hope that you can sort of bring whatever melee weapon that you want. Like, let's say I want to bring a Broken War. That would be a cool thing to bring with Harrow, you know, because it sort of makes it so, like, I don't actually know if she runs up and melees anyone with it. I don't know if you can do that yet. But, yeah, that would be super cool if you can bring, like, let's say, a Broken War and a Phone Prime, you know? That would make this frame a lot better, at least in my opinion. Even though it take away from the fact that maybe you don't need that invincibility because everything would be dead anyway. I don't know. Like, he's a very weird frame, and I don't think he's going to be in a good spot whenever he comes out. He'll be one of those frames that is fun to play, and it's fun to play while you're playing on your own. That's the only way I see myself playing. If I'm ever playing at a team, I'll probably just be playing like my Loki or my Nova or something. But playing solo on my own, say I just want to jump into the game, have fun, do something very, I guess, weird, I guess. I would definitely be bringing Harrow. He's one of those self-sustaining frames, I guess, which is appealing for solo players. But like frames like Wukong or something definitely outshine this guy's in terms of like self-sustainability. So, okay, you can actually melee whenever you have this out. Like, they showed this at the start, Flynn. What are you even talking about? So, yeah, she's actually swapped to the Sycarus Prime at the minute, and it has no mods on it. That's why it's taken her a long time to actually get this kill. But yeah, he's coming with a pistol that has a scope on it, which is what we've seen at the start of the gameplay, and that's pretty cool. She also is using a machete in this gameplay too. I don't know, man. Leave your thoughts and opinions on this frame down in the comment section below, but he doesn't really seem to be the type of frame that myself personally would want to see in a team. Like I said, there's never going to be a time where I say, oh yeah, we're going to need a Harrow in my team to get this buff or get that buff, you know? There's other frames out there which will give you a bigger buff to your damage, such as Sonar on your Banshee or Roar on your Rhino, you know, without having to go into an invulnerability stage and take damage. Or, you know, there's other frames out there which can heal you, such as Oberon now, or Trinity, or maybe even an Aros, without having to sacrifice anything apart from their energy, really. So yeah, leave your thoughts and opinions on this frame down in the comment section below. The only really cool ability which I think this guy has would be his third ability, because, you know, you get that energy sustain off the enemies around. But I definitely think that he's going to be one of those frames which is mainly centered around, yes, just sustaining yourself while you're playing on your own, so you don't have to waste energy pads or something like that there. So yeah, that's my thoughts and opinions on Harrow, guys. Do you think it's going to be a good frame? Do you think it's going to be a bad frame? Thoughts and opinions down in the comment section. Leave a like in this video if you enjoyed it. Hit that subscribe button for more Warframe content. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.